So I think we can all agree that Dragon Ball is not what it used to be, right? And I want to make this clear. This is not a hate video. In no way, shape, or form is this a hate video. I do like modern Dragon Ball. I think Ultra Instinct's dope. I love Beerus. I love the fact that they made Broly canon. And watching Goku battle opponents on the universal scale is pretty dope. But if we're being honest, today's Dragon Ball is very different from the series that began back in 1984. Back then, Dragon Ball was about adventure. Today, it's mostly about transformations, gods, and universe-threatening battles. And while that's not a bad thing, it is worth looking at how we got here. Like, for real, think about it. Think about how Dragon Ball starts. Bulma meets a strange boy with a tail named Goku. From there, they begin a journey to find the 7 Dragon Balls. And that was the story. The Dragon Balls were not just a plot device, they were the objective. Every major adventure revolved around finding them before someone else did. And that's what made the world felt huge. There were deserts, forests, mountains, hidden villages, and strange characters around every corner. You never knew what kind of adventure was waiting next. And you know what else they changed? The focus on martial arts. Master Roshi was never teaching Goku how to unlock a new transformation every arc. He was teaching discipline, training, and technique. The World Martial Arts Tournament was one of the most important events in the entire series. Fights weren't simply about who had the highest power level. They were about skill, strategy, and creativity. A Kamehameha felt special, and winning a tournament felt meaningful. Martial arts was one of the foundations that Dragon Ball was built on. The biggest shift happened during Dragon Ball Z. The Saiyan Saga revealed that Goku's an alien. Then we got Frieza. Then Cell. Majin Buu came along. Each villain became stronger than the last, and the stakes continued to grow. Eventually, Dragon Ball went from protecting the Earth to protecting the universe itself. And honestly, the progression does make sense. Because once you have characters who can destroy planets, it is hard to go back to fighting for tournament trophies. The problem is that as the scale got bigger, some of the original elements did become less important. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. The Dragon Balls used to drive the story. Today, they're mostly a tool. Like, for real. When's the last time a major Dragon Ball arc was actually about searching for the Dragon Balls? Not using them to reverse damage. Not using them for a BBL. Like, actually looking for them. I don't remember when's the last time we got anything like that. The focus shifted towards bigger enemies, stronger forms, and larger threats. What's interesting is that even GT and Daima seem to understand how important adventure is to Dragon Ball's identity. GT sent Goku, Pain, and Trunks across the galaxy searching for the Black Star Dragon Balls. Now you can love it or hate it, but GT brought back exploration and discovery. Years later, we got Daima, and they did something similar. Instead of immediately focusing on gods and multiversal threats, they actually took Goku and his friends on a journey through the demon realm. They traveled, explored new locations, met new characters, and experienced adventures that felt much closer to classic Dragon Ball. Neither series perfectly recreated the original series, but both recognize something important. Adventure is a part of Dragon Ball's DNA. I don't think the fans miss weaker power levels, nor do I think they miss random bandits or small-scale villains. But I do think the fans miss the feeling of adventure and discovery. Early Dragon Ball felt like a journey, every location mattered, and every stop introduced something new. And ironically, Dragon Ball now has multiple universes, gods, angels, alternate timelines, and countless planets. Yet it often feels like we're exploring less than ever before. We have 12 universes and know nothing about them. The series evolved from discovering the world to protecting it. And that's a huge difference. So when people say that Dragon Ball is not what it used to be, they're right. The original Dragon Ball was an adventure story. Dragon Ball Z became an action epic. Dragon Ball Super became a cosmic battle series. Each era has its strengths. And without those changes, Dragon Ball probably still wouldn't be one of the biggest franchises in the world. But there is something special about remembering where it all began. A girl named Bulma, a kid with a tail named Goku, 7 Dragon Balls, and a world waiting to be explored. Because Dragon Ball was never about fighting. It was about the journey. And the fights were often the reward at the end of the adventure. But what do you think? Do you miss the adventure and martial arts focus of classic Dragon Ball? Or do you prefer the gods, the transformations, and the universe-shaking battles that we get? Let me know in the comments. Hit me up, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.